All right, today we're diving into a really fascinating piece of tech that's basically putting an AI sentry right out on the front lines. It's called agenticos Overwatch, and it's a whole new way to think about hunting drones. And it's probably not what you're thinking. We're not talking about some new stealth bomber or a giant tank. Nope, this new predator is small, it's fast, it's cheap, and it is creating a massive, massive headache for soldiers on the ground. So let's get right into it. What is this new threat? Well, it's something that has totally flipped the script on modern warfare in just the last few years. That's it. We're talking about the kind of quadcopters you can literally buy online. They've made the jump from being a fun toy to a really serious and deadly threat, used for everything from spying to direct attacks. And they are absolutely everywhere. So this explosion of little drones has created this huge problem, and the source material gives it a name: the cognitive gap. Just imagine for a second, you're a soldier, you're staring at a screen for hours on end, and your sensors are just constantly screaming at you about every bird that flies by, every leaf blowing in the wind. You'd be completely overloaded. This slide just lays it out so perfectly. On the left, you've got the old tech, simple motion detection. It's kind of dumb, right? If it moves, it makes a noise. And on the right, you see what that means for the soldier, just a flood of useless alerts. This isn't just annoying, it's incredibly dangerous. It wears you down and makes it so easy for a real threat to get lost in all that noise. So, to fix this cognitive gap, you can't just keep throwing more of those old sensors at the problem. That just makes it worse. You need a smarter sensor. You need an AI sentry. And here it is, agenticos Overwatch. You should really think of it as a complete, all-in-one drone defense system that fits in a back park. It's made to be set up super fast. We're talking under 5 minutes, and once it's up and running, it can go into a fully autonomous sentry mode. That means it's watching over you, no human required to stare at a screen. Now this number right here, this is a huge part of the story. The entire system weighs less than 35 pounds. That is so important because it means it's actually man-packable. A soldier can carry this thing into the field along with all their other essential gear. So let's break that down. How do they get it so light? Well, the eye of the system, that sensor gimbal, is only 8 pounds. The brain, which is this rugged little computer, is 10 pounds. The tripod is practically nothing at 4 pounds, and the battery, which can run the entire system for a full 24 hours, is just 10 pounds. Every single piece is designed to be as light as possible. Okay, so we know what it is, but how does this AI sentry actually hunt? Well, the whole process breaks down into a really simple but incredibly effective 4-step sequence. This graphic gives us the perfect overview. We're going to walk through this exact flow step by step: detect, identify, alert, and deny. It's this perfect loop that takes all the pressure off the soldier and puts it squarely on the AI. It all kicks off with the eye. The system is just constantly scanning, 24/7. During the day, it's using this super high-res 4K camera. But at night, or if there's smoke or fog, it seamlessly switches over to a thermal sensor, looking for that heat signature from a drone's motors. It never stops watching. Now, this is where the magic really happens. The AI brain grabs that video feed and analyzes it in an instant. And this is not just your grandpa's motion detection. The AI actually understands the difference between how a bird flies and the rigid mechanical flight path of a drone. It can pick the real threat out from all the background clutter. So once the AI is sure it's found a threat, it doesn't just blast a loud alarm that could give away the team's position. Nope. Instead, it sends a silent, super simple text alert to the operator's device. Just clean, actionable info, exactly like you see here. The final step is deny. Now, the system doesn't fire a bullet. It doesn't launch a missile. It uses a very directed GNSS spoofer. What that means in simple terms is it jams the drone's connection to GPS. Without that navigation, the drone's own safety feature kicks in and it either has to land right away or it just drifts away harmlessly. It's a silent, non-kinetic takedown. So we've seen how it works, but what really makes the system such a leap forward? Let's dig into the smart advantage that really sets it apart. So the core of this whole thing is its AI, a vision language model, or VLM. This is so key. It doesn't just see patterns of pixels, it has a conceptual understanding of what it's looking at. It can identify not just a drone, but a quadcopter with a payload, and it can reason that that's a much higher threat. And get this, here's another huge advantage. All of that heavy-duty AI processing, it happens right there, on the device itself. It never needs to connect to the cloud. That means it's totally self-contained and, maybe most importantly, it doesn't give off a radio frequency signature that an enemy could track. It's electronically invisible. This slide shows another part of its stealthy genius, how it communicates. I mean, trying to stream high-bandwidth video in a hostile environment? That's a terrible idea. It's super easy to jam, and it's like a big flare saying, hey, I'm over here. Instead, Overwatch uses what it calls 1 kilobyte intelligence. It boils down everything it knows into a tiny little text package that can sneak through when video can't. And this is what that 1 KB intelligence actually looks like. It's not just some vague threat-detected warning. It's a rich, actionable intelligence report. You get the type of drone, the fact that it's armed, its exact bearing, and its range. Everything a soldier needs to know in a message that's smaller than an old tweet. Okay, so let's zoom out and connect all these dots. Why is a system like agenticos Overwatch such a potential game changer? Well, it really all comes back to solving that cognitive gap we started with. By using smart AI to just filter out all the junk and get rid of the false alarms, it lets soldiers keep their mental focus on the mission. It keeps them stealthy, and it replaces that exhausting manual job of staring at a screen with a tireless, autonomous AI guardian. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future, doesn't it? When a system can operate this autonomously, seeing, understanding, and then acting all on its own, it raises this deep point about the whole relationship between soldiers and machines. As AI becomes a real partner out there, the very nature of a soldier's job is going to change in ways we're probably just beginning to understand.